Awesome. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the 100K Hairstylist podcast. I am super excited to be here with you guys today because for those of you who've been following, you know that I started from the very beginning with people who might be interested in joining cosmetology and then on to beauty school students and how they can be successful in beauty school. But now, today's episode is going to target a little bit of a wider audience in the hairstylist world, and we are going to talk about how to become successful as a cosmetologist. So, if you're a salon professional and you sit in the back room watching those top stylists in the salon or online, on Instagram and all that, wondering how they became so successful, then this episode is for you, and here is why. So, there are a few traits, or should I say, qualities that you can learn that every top hairstylist possesses. And once you discover them, you can shape your career to acquire the skills that they have and thus exploding your growth so that you can reach top hairstylist status yourself and start making that money. That's what we're talking about. But, you must realize that there is a cost to not dealing with these things once you discover what they are. And if you do nothing, it just gets worse, my friends. So here's what most people do when dealing with trying to grow themselves behind the chair. They'll take immediately to Instagram. Raise your hand if that's you and send me a little comment below. Exactly. Yeah, totally. It is. And, people will jump right onto Instagram when they have downtime in the back room, and they'll pull up a bunch of videos from amazing artists. Some of them are my friends, and they are incredible, and I watch those videos too. But what most times happens is when you have that free time and you pop open that Instagram and you start watching these hair techniques and tutorials and all of these things going on in the education world online, you probably do what I do, which is go down a rabbit hole in what we call the news feed. And in the end, it all wasn't very much help at all, because then before you know it, you're on TikTok and you're doing all these other things that are completely unrelated to growing yourself behind the chair, and you've wasted hours. And we all know how social media can be a time sucker and just completely throw you for a loop. And before you know it, you're like, well, what the heck? So, what happens is you work on growing your skill set, but you're not moving the needle on your business behind the chair. And you find yourself a little more technically proficient, and then you have this new knowledge, but you don't have anyone to use it on, and you just end up forgetting it because you don't have any business behind the chair. So you're spending all this time in increasing your knowledge on social media, but you have nobody to practice it on. So before you know it, by the time you actually get a client and you work behind the chair, you've completely forgotten all those things that you just acquired. So, and what happens if you do nothing, okay? And this happens a lot too. Some people don't even go into Instagram and look at video techniques. They just go right into their phone and peruse social media and live in misery. And, if you just keep doing what you're doing, I say, well, you'll end up sitting in the back room getting more and more negative. We all know that girl. I call her the negative Nancy. And you just start complaining about all the things that the salon does or doesn't do. And what ends up happening is nobody wants to be around you. And people start kind of like, and here's what I'll do when negative Nancy's in the back room and I'm in the salon. I will very quickly find something else to do to keep myself occupied. I'll put my headphones in. I'll do whatever I need to do to just get away from that person. And it's kind of like, if you guys have like color bar area and it's also your back room, you end up mixing up your color real quick, and when they start talking or bitching or doing whatever they're doing, you're just like, yeah, oh, okay, bye girl, and then just go, because you just want to get out of there because they like suck you dry with your energy, and you don't want to be that person. You don't want to be the person that nobody wants to be around. So how I grew myself behind the chair. Let's talk about that a little bit, okay? Because I've got a solution that works, and here is my story. So, when I first started out, I constantly had white space on the books, just like some of you. And, for me, the pressure was really on and was super intense because I decided I was going to open a salon without having a full book. And that meant that I had a big rent check to cut every month. That was terrifying to me. And, I didn't know what I was going to do, but I sat and I thought about it because I knew I had to do something. And, it's interesting when you have the pressure like that on you, you tend to make decisions because you must. And I decided that I was going to talk to every top stylist and top salon owner friend that I had in my network, and just inquire about their success. Now, for those of you who don't know, I, prior to being a salon owner and working behind the chair, I actually traveled a lot with product lines. And so I had a lot of people in the education circuit and in the show circuit that were super hairdressers, I call them, and super salon owners that had made the top 200 salon owner list and so on and so forth. And so I had some great resources available to me, and I would pick their brain every available chance that I had. And what I realized through our conversations was that they all possessed a few key traits or qualities, you can say, that set them apart from all the rest of the hairdressers. And I'm going to go over those things right now with you because I think that that's going to add a ton of value and can sort of help you align your career to acquire these skill sets as well. So skill set number one is that they all had technical procedures and their speed down pat. And what I mean by that, and we've all had this happen before, where, your hair salon will give you a standard set of time to complete a procedure. So this is going to be potentially a haircut. In our salon, a haircut is 30 to 45 minutes, depending upon who you are, sometimes an hour. But there is a standard time that every salon has for a particular service. And when you don't complete it within that time frame, what happens? Well, you have somebody waiting at the front if you have your next guest, or you have that person in your chair thinking that they were going to be done at a certain time and they're tapping their watch and tapping their foot because they want to get out of there because they have other things to do for their day. And it just completely ruins the guest experience for the person in your chair, for the person who is waiting, and for your team around you who has to deal with the customers like the front desk folks. So, very, very important to know what your standard times are in your salon and to have your procedures down pat so that you can have your speed down pat. Now, for me, this one was already in the bag for me because I started off in what I call a quick service shop. I'm not going to mention any names, but we all know what those are. Those are the ones where speed is very important. Get them in and get them out. And the reason I started my career in a quick service shop was because I knew that I was going to be able to have experience. I was going to be able to mess up on people, and because they were paying such a low dollar amount, it was going to be okay for me to make mistakes and grow my speed very quickly. And that's exactly what happened. Was I was able to take haircut after haircut after haircut and develop these procedures that I repeated over and over and over again until I became really good at them and was able to get them in a certain time frame. And same with color procedures as well. So I had repeatable procedures for every single service that I had and how long it took me. And these things actually later became my salon's training program that I trained to our new hires as well, which was extremely beneficial for them and helped propel their careers too. So definitely have your procedures down pat. Practice makes perfect. The second skill set that most top hairdressers have is they have a method to keep new customers coming into their chair. It's not just the responsibility of the salon, it's also the responsibility of the stylist to help get new customers in the chair. And a lot of people don't realize this, so they end up blaming the salon for not being successful and not taking accountability for the things that are their part, like sitting in the back room and scrolling through social media, and not improving themselves and growing their careers. So that's a huge thing right there, and a huge aha moment for me. Because it's truly what moves the needle in your business. And so you need to develop methods to getting people into your chair. And all top stylists have these methods, whether it's going to be posting regularly to social media, whether it's going to be reaching out to people on social media, or doing things like joining your local chamber of commerce and participating with local business owners so that you can get people like that in your chair, or wherever your primary target market, is. Let's say you're a balayage expert. Go where the people who generally get balayage go. Instagram and those types of places, local coffee shops, wherever that target market goes. You want to create a method to acquire those customers. That is a huge skill set right there. And then the third skill set that top hairdressers have are systems behind the chair that help maximize their time and make more money. This is huge because once you're getting people into your chair through whatever method that might be, you want to make sure that you have procedures to walk them through point A of the visit all the way to point B of the visit so that everything goes smoothly. You can maximize your profits and eventually get it so good that you're working less and making more money. That's what we're talking about. And it took me a long time to figure out these systems, but once I did, oh my goodness. Now I work part-time and make a full-time income. That's why, outside of coaching and doing what I'm doing here, providing value to you guys through these social media channels, I also work part-time behind the chair because it is a great side hustle for me and makes a wonderful income for me just doing it very, very part-time. So that's the third system for you. Now, these key things not only worked for me, but I'll tell you what, I trained every single new hire in our salon on these systems, and it worked for them too. And in just a matter of months, they were able to grow their business, grow their craft behind the chair, and become top hairdressers. And ultimately, in 2 years, we became a top 200 salon in the nation, honored by Modern Salon Magazine and the Salon Today group. So I'm telling you, these things are huge, and they worked for me, and they have worked for other people. So with all that said, finally, it's your turn, okay? What will you do to shape your surroundings, your environment, so that you can better your technical skill and speed? That first skill set that we talked about. There's many things that you can do. For instance, I have been adding my training videos that I use for my team. Now, for those of you who don't know, I grew to 2 salons, and I sold my salon just recently in November of 2019, and I have now started getting into this coaching business here. So what I've done is I've taken the training videos that I created for my team to help with their speed and technical procedure, and I've posted them for free on my YouTube channel. So they're the same exact ones that I taught my team in the salon, and they are free for you to use as well. Just order a mannequin and a stand and get practicing. Even if your salon doesn't provide them, you can go to the link in my description, order that mannequin and mannequin stand from Amazon. It's very inexpensive, and you can start these systems right away to increasing your speed by watching those videos. So that's a great place to start, especially if your salon doesn't have a training program, which honestly, most don't. Now, what method will you use to get customers into your chair? Okay, this is huge. You can't just sit in the back room and expect people just to show up based on the salon marketing. It is a give and take, so you've got to have your part done as well. There are things that you can do. For instance, I have a free training all about this exact topic that it actually walks you through all of the top methods that I've used to grow my books behind the chair. And you can find that at gartnerjames.com/fillmybooks. And you can go ahead and take that free training, and you can learn all about the methods that I use to build my books behind the chair. And honestly, I'm using those methods again because let's be frank, everybody right now during this time is experiencing a dip in their customer base, and they have to rebuild again. And so they have to pivot and go back to the things that they know work to build their books again. So that's gartnerjames.com/fillmybooks. You can get that free training. It's a huge value. I suggest you look into it because it's going to give you all the methods that you need to get new customers in your chair. And that's going to be your part on top of what the salon is already doing. Now, fortunately for me, I was able to move into a salon that helps me with that. And that's another key thing here too, is that if your salon isn't doing anything to help you in growing your books and doesn't have a large steady flow of customer base, you may want to look at what are the larger salons in your area that have a big name or are in an A+ mall that have a lot of traffic that can help you build your books. I'm in Asha Salon and Spa. Love those folks over there, and they are in an A+ mall in the Woodfield Mall over in the Chicagoland area. They are one of the top they are the top Aveda salon network in the Chicagoland area, and they do a great job of supporting me and helping me with growing my books as well. So I'm very, very blessed and fortunate about that. Might be something that you can look into too, and again, shaping your environment to get you to reach your goals. So now, what systems are you going to use to maximize your time behind the chair and make the most money? All right. This is huge because you could do one of two things. You could spend years doing trial and error behind the chair before you actually start learning how you can maximize your time and be most productive and make more money. Or you can take a course like the one that I offer, which is the Hairstylist Growth Accelerator. I have students who are going through the program right now and countless students who have graduated from the program. And what it does is it walks you through every single system that you need to grow to that 100K hairstylist status. So it makes it super, super easy for you, something that you can take advantage of. I suggest you try it out. There's a 14-day money-back guarantee, and I'm happy to report that out of the countless students who are in the program and have graduated from the program, not a single one of them has requested a refund because that shit works. So with all of that said, you guys, it is decision time. You have a choice to make here. Do you want to keep doing what you're doing, or worse, do nothing at all? And you know where that's going to lead you, right? It's going to lead you with more of the same. Is this really where you want to go? Do you want to be that negative Nancy sitting in the back room, not building your books? Or do you want to take action and get a different result and finally reach that top hairstylist status? Those are your choices. What do you really want for yourself? And if you want to take the latter, which I say you take, which is to take action and get results and make that money and reach that top stylist status, then here's what you can do. Head over to gartnerjames.com/hairstylistgrowth. That's gartnerjames.com/hairstylistgrowth. And you can take the HGA program and learn all of those top skills. And if you do that, I will see you guys on the inside or in the next episode if you don't. The choice is yours. I'll see you guys later. Bye.